I walked out of my office at home, and Kathy happened to be walking toward the office at the same time. Now, our home isn't that big, right? It's actually pretty small. But there's one point that is a blind spot in our home. Only one, believe me. And it just so happened to be that we met right at that one point. I was so intent on getting from my office to the coffee pot that I was actually totally unaware of anything or anyone else, let alone somebody walking in the hallway. And needless to say, when we met, I literally almost dropped my cup of coffee. I gasped. I jumped back. I verbalized something probably unintelligible. And I took a few seconds to kind of regain my composure, right? And I literally had just read this gospel pericope before I stepped out to get my cup of coffee. And I thought to myself when this incident happened, oh my God, I wonder if this is what the gospel means. Will this be how it happens? Will it be? In some ways, that is what the gospel seems to portray, right? People will die of fright. Heaven will be shaken. The sea will be roaring. And be on guard, Luke says. Be on guard. And I thought to myself, wow, I wonder what if that was God that I met at that corner of the hallway instead of Kathy? I wonder how I would be. And what if in the end, or if the end, as Scripture says, comes like that thief in the night or in the blink of an eye? What I actually learned, I think, from that brief and frightening encounter with Kathy was being in the present moment is a lot harder than most of us seem to think. And yet, that seems to be exactly what the gospel invites us to live our lives. In this moment, with these feelings, with these thoughts and these experiences, whether we're virtual or in person, what with the next blink of our eye, could you imagine meeting God? Would that be not awesome? Like, close your eyes and just open them and just think, what if I just met God? I think that gives us an insight about this season of Advent. This season actually gives us a chance, I believe, a chance to prepare, a chance to set things right, a chance to change our presence in the world, maybe from our robotic to something more intentional. Waiting, my friends, is hard work. It's hard work because it causes us to stop and to think and to be present in these moments of our lives. That's hard work. Waiting causes us, if you will, to push the pause button on the remote of our lives and says, stop. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? What are you doing? And then, how are you doing this being right now? That's a deep question. How are you doing in just being right now? I really hope and pray that this Advent season is an opportunity, or at least will be for us, to hit the pause button in our lives, to pause and take a few breaths, to simply revel in this moment and in these days and in all the moments that we have. I'll leave you with a wonderful insight that was shared with me by a dear friend, an insight which I personally will be carrying into this Advent season, an insight which I think could be transformative of our lives. It certainly has been in mine. She said this: the difference between regret and success is 3 deep breaths and 90 seconds. Take them.